the Safe Space ASMR podcast where we talk about all things spirituality, personal development, and so much more. Here we aligned the mind, body, and spirit to live our most authentic lives. So sit back, grab a drink. I have my drink right here. It is a orange pop, sun-kissed orange, kind of basic. I honestly haven't had one of these in so long, and it looked refreshing. Like, I was gonna choose tea, but I'm kind of in the mood for something cold and, like, you know, pop it into soda pop, whatever you say. But today is episode 8, and we are going, wait, let me take a drink, and then we will get into episode 8. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you pause this video, go get a drink. You know, I really encourage you to do so we can sit, drink, vibe. I don't even care what drink you're drinking. Go get it. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Anchor, go grab a drink, okay? Wow, that is good. Really orangey. I don't remember it being this orange. But today we are going to be talking about peace. Finally finding peace. Finally arriving at peace. A peaceful life. This entire episode is going to be your complete guide to finally finding peace in your life. I'm going to go over 6 things in order to find peace, the philosophy of peace, as well as a very important affirmation for you to repeat daily in order to have peace, okay? So, what is peace? We have to start off with that. And I actually made a video on this on my first YouTube channel, and then I made an episode on my Safe Space ASMR YouTube on this topic. And if you listen to those, then you don't have to re-listen to this. But I think it's very important to put this out there, and I will continue saying this until it is practice with not just to my viewers and to my listeners, but within myself as well, because this is probably one of the most important things in life. I mean, I don't know, that's kind of opinion based, but it's very impactful, it's very powerful, so listen closely. The philosophy of peace, the definition of peace, it can be so many things. This isn't, if you search up the Google definition, it's probably not this, but the philosophy is peace is wholeness. Nothing is missing and nothing is broken. As I say, nothing is missing and nothing is broken, it kind of brings me into this, like, if something is missing, you're thinking of a future thing of what you want, something outside of yourself. And it's kind of, if something's broken, it's obviously a past event. You know, you break an object, it's because you just dropped it and that was in the past. Missing means there's something in the future, there's something outside of yourself. Either you desire something, let's say you have a financial goal or something that you really, really want, and you feel like you're not whole until you have it. Or you feel like you're not whole because you miss someone, you know, let's say you're going through a breakup and you feel broken, as well as the feeling of something being missing, as in a person or, you know, your goal, where you feel like you should be, but you don't have it. Peace is nothing to go get. Peace is wholeness in this present moment. You know, a lot of the times we don't have peace, and it's because we're living in this push and pull of the past and the future. And I'll talk about it in a moment, but it's also the resistance of this present moment. You know, true peace comes from the present moment. And don't worry, I'll give you 6 things in order to help you with this present moment, because you might be listening to this resisting the moment because you're stuck in this push and pull of the future. You feel like you need to be somewhere else. You need to have something else. You need to be somewhere else in life. Or you feel like you are nostalgic or sad based on past circumstances. You're stuck in the past. You're stuck on what this constant neglection of what is, what has happened, and what will be. It's this constant worry, this antsiness of chasing something, or trying to get something back, or trying to bring the past into the now, or bring the future into the now. This antsiness of resistance of this present moment. I made an episode all about resistance if you want to go watch that. And in the episode, it was more like resistance of something physical, like doing something like chasing your dream or going to the gym. And I said in that episode that I'm going to make an episode on resistance of the present moment, because a lot of the times we might think we're present because there's no way we can escape the present moment. But our mind is getting pushed and pulled into many different directions. You're consumed by the idea of what might happen, or that you'll only be happy when you have XYZ, and you're consumed by the idea and the guilt and the shame and the negative beliefs because of past situations, thinking that you can't do certain things because of this happened in the past, it never happened before, etc. So it's this constant cycle of being taken out of the present moment. And like I said, peace is nothing to go get, but acceptance of what is. And you might be thinking, Haley, like, I get it, alright, I get it, right? I've said it's the push and pull of the past and the present, okay, or past and the future. But it's like, you might be thinking, I don't like what is. Like, how can I accept what is? And when I say accept, I don't mean you just surrender, or, I mean, yeah, it is surrendering, but as in, you just accept that this is the only way it's gonna be, I can't do anything about it. That's not what it is. Let's say you don't like your life circumstance, okay, and you want to change it, good. It's good to want to change, but before you do that, you have to accept it. Because if you don't accept it, you're going to keep in this resistance energy of hatred, low energy, negativity, resisting and not changing. The first step of change comes acceptance, because with acceptance comes peace, and with peace comes true change. Okay, so when I say peace is acceptance, I don't mean, okay, it can't get any better, it's gonna be like this forever, whatever. Like, I don't mean that energy. I think you know what I mean. Now that we understand the philosophy of peace, and that is being that nothing is missing and nothing is broken, because a lot of the times we also tend to think that our peace is outside of us. You know, it's missing. Once you go to the beach, you'll be happy, you'll be at peace. Once you have this amount of money, you'll be at peace. We have this idea that it's outside of us, but then we find, you know, you're at the beach for a couple days, and then you're back in the same thought cycle. It's because peace happens within you. It doesn't happen externally. Just like, let's say I had a thorn in my arm. This is the thorn theory from the Untethered Soul. I should make a whole episode on it, but I had a thorn in my arm, and I built a cast over it because anytime someone touched it, it hurt. And so I built a cast, and then I can't get the cast wet, so I adjust my life to work around this thorn. And in reality, all I have to do is pick the thorn out. And yes, it might hurt at first, but you put a band-aid on it and it heals up. When you try to find peace externally, what you're doing is you're adjusting your life around this void within you. And you're adjusting it, you're changing it, you're trying to find it, you're moving, you're trying to collect money, because if you have XYZ, you'll be happier. If you have this person, you're trying to find it externally. But the old cycles always come up, the old patterns always arise, because it is not externally. The thorn is your void of peace, and once you go within, you can finally find true peace, that being nothing is missing. You can choose to be at peace right now, and nothing's broken. The past is gone. The past doesn't exist. The past does not define who you are. The past does not control you anymore. And once you let go of that, then you can be at peace. But it takes a while, you know. It takes some exercises to do in order to get to this place of acceptance. emotions, which, let's go over them. There are 6 laws in order to find peace, okay? Law number 1, you, listen carefully, you are the solution. Your choice of perception to find peace, you are the solution. Nothing will bring it. Nothing will, get you to that point of peace besides going within and choosing to perceive correctly. Okay, correctly is in the way that will bring you peace. Now listen to this affirmation, write it down, take this in. I give meaning to all things. I accept my power to tie all meaning to everyday life. And this is why you are the solution, your choice of perception. And I'll say it again. I give meaning to all things. I accept my power to tie all meaning to everyday life. Let's give an example. We have person A and person B. Person A is in a grocery store and someone looks over at them and then looks over again, so takes a double look. Person A gets upset, like, what are you looking at? Gets frustrated, starts feeling insecure, starts judging the way that they look. Do I look weird? Am I standing weird? What is it? And then their mood is affected. They go on to tell their friend, this person gave me a double look, like, what the hell is she looking at? Like, gets frustrated. Exhibit B, person B, same situation. In the grocery store, this, person looks over and then looks over again. Person B smiles, feels good. Oh, they just looked at me, I must look good. Wow, it's like, do I look really good right now? Gets excited, gets a confidence boost from that situation, okay? Goes to the friend and goes to their friend and says, this person double looked at me, like I must be looking good. I wonder if they like me, The person looking is neutral. Life is neutral. And I know, let's say if that person looked and then gave a dirty look, and that might have ingrained meaning in it by the facial expression, we have certain ingrained meanings into things, but ultimately it's neutral, because it doesn't matter what that person, what look they give. Let's say it was just a very neutral look, if they just looked at you twice, okay? Person A gets frustrated, person B gets a confidence boost. Person A and person B both tied a certain perception of them looking at them. They gave it meaning. They tied meaning to the situation. And that all depended on their thought process, their thought patterns, the way that they feel about themselves. Person A is insecure, so therefore when someone looks at them, they feel, oh my gosh, like, do I look bad? And they're just frustrated at the world. But that situation was completely neutral. They made an assumption based off of how they felt about themselves. Person B, they got confident because they are a confident, at peace person, and they got excited because they assumed, once again, it's still an assumption, we don't know why the person looked, because the situation was neutral, but person B assumed good, therefore felt good. Person A's vibration lowered, person B's vibration raised, based off of the meaning that they tied to the situation. Now, I'm going to make a whole episode on being the alchemist of your life, transmuting energy. But this ties into it. You can transmute certain energies based on the way that you want to feel. And the way that you want to feel is your choice based on your perception of a situation. Let's say you lost someone. Now, I'm not saying that you have to always feel good and always assume, and always think positively, because that is not, I'm not about that. I'm going to give an example of a situation of a breakup, for example. And we'll go to person A and person B again. But a breakup, I'm not saying that you should force positive thoughts. Okay, it's good to feel pain, it's good to release, it's good to cry. It's okay to think negatively, okay? Like, you don't have to be perfect, and no one is. But true peace comes from the repetition of changing perceptions. A breakup, person A, for example, looks at that breakup. My world is over. I'm done. I'm done with life. No one's gonna like me. I'm never gonna find love again. I am done. The world is evil. You know, that breakup hurt them so bad that they project that everyone is no good. They will never find love again. Their life is done. You know, people think like that. Person B gets in that breakup. Yeah, they feel sad. They feel upset. And then they start transmuting the energy into it was meant to be. And when one door closes, another one opens, and I will find another one again, a perfect one, my soulmate. It didn't work for a reason, and that's okay. I wish them the best. I will transmute any sadness into inspiration for another door to open, and in the meantime, I'll take care of myself and love myself and be the parent to my inner child, because my inner child needs that. So person B took that situation, and maybe they felt sad. Who doesn't? But the world was not done for them, and therefore they found peace within it. They didn't feel guilt. They didn't feel, or, you know, situations are different, but, you know, they didn't dwell into the past. Now, a disclaimer, if you're in a fight with someone, for example, and you feel very uncomfortable and not at peace because you're a conflict resolution type person and you want to resolve it, I'm not saying to just like accept it and, you know, forget about it. It's always good to resolve things, even if you have to dive into the past a little bit, you know, dive into what just happened. It's good to resolve things to find peace as well. Like, if it takes resolving something for you to let go of any guilt, shame, or whatever, or just bring light and love on that person and leave off on good terms, do it. Like, when I say just accept what is, I don't mean just like, you know, if you feel guilty because you just got in a fight with someone, I'm not saying don't apologize. Of course, like, we have to, you know, dive into the past a little bit, or what just happened, and we can get pulled out of a situation feeling like something is a little broken, then go solve it. Or if something feels broken in the sense of like something that happened so long ago that it was already resolved, but you're beating yourself up over guilt and shame, that's where the problem is, because that's when you need to forgive yourself, which we'll talk about. But anyway, we have to start shifting attention of fear into excitement as well. So instead of what you don't want to happen, and think about what you do want. Instead of what you don't like, what do you like? In your reality, in this present moment, we're constantly having this perception of what's wrong, what's missing, what's broken, where should I be, who should I be with, what should I be doing? All of these shoulds. And instead, we need to start shifting the perception, because you're the solution. What do I like? What do I want to do? What do I truly want to do? What do I love about my reality right now? How can I make this day, make this moment good? You know, do the things that you love. Start shifting your attention to what you do love instead of what you don't like. Your choice of perception on the world, because the world is neutral. Your reality is what you tie to it. If you're not where you're meant to be, some people think, oh, then I give up because it's never going to work for me. Person A would think that. Person B would think, I'm not where I'm meant to be. Okay, perfect. Because it happens in divine timing, I'm just going to do my best in this present moment, and I'm going to meditate, and I'm just going to do what I can. I don't need that to be happy, the final destination, although there's never a final destination, but I don't need it. And I also don't need to dwell on anything, or, you know, beat myself up, because I'm just doing what I can, and what I can is enough. Nothing's missing, nothing's broken. I am what I am. I choose to perceive my reality as if my manifestations are coming to me, and I'm doing what I can, and I'm perfect in the way that I'm doing it. That was a lot for law number 1. It's just it's a big part of life. Like, life is neutral. Everything is neutral. This phone right here, people might think this phone is horrible. Some people might think it's really good. People might think this is taking me away from the present moment and it's, bad influence, bad, etc. Some people might think, oh, it's a way to connect, it's a way to stay connected, to learn, etc. This phone, although doesn't have any inherent meaning, it just is what it is. In our choice of perception, we tie meaning to everything. Reflect on your life and tell me what you don't tie meaning to, because we tie meaning to everything. I read this book. What book was it? Oh, I forget. But this guy's house burned down. Horrible. And he honestly, I think it was inner engineering, where he was always joyful. There was not a moment where, was it inner engineering? I don't know, but his house burned down and he was like, okay. We would think, oh, or at least me, I'd be like devastated. I would tie meaning, like probably the worst meaning, because no one's perfect. Even if I'm teaching this, I'm not perfect whatsoever. But he looked at it and he's like, I'm not meant to be there. Okay, good. Another door opens up. And he was just really good at shifting meanings, and just shifting meanings towards the world, towards situations. Like, I will make an episode on why bad things happen. Remember, take everything I say with grayness. It is never black or white. It is just always, neutral. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But there's a big, why bad things happen, and why bad things happen in our life. And when we choose to have a good perception towards it, we never let the bad things ruin our spirit. A lot of times people do, because of the meaning that they're giving it. Okay, law number 2. Freedom is your birthright. We can claim meaning, growth, and purpose from the external. Similar to number 1, you are meant to be happy. You are meant to be at peace. Happiness is a very too general of a word. There's a difference between happiness, peace, fulfillment, but you are meant to be free in whatever you decide on. As in, freedom is your birthright. Whatever you believe in, spirituality, religion, etc. Doesn't matter. God, universe, source, higher self gave you free will. Free will is in to claim meaning, to tie meaning to situations, to decide your beliefs, decide your perceptions. You create your life. And freedom is your birthright. You're meant to be abundant. Abundance is your birthright. The only person that's holding us back is ourselves. Just like I have curtains right here, and it's light out, and light could be shining in, but I have a curtain blocking it. The light is always shining. Abundance, God's hand, the universe's help, is giving you not exactly what you want, but what you are. And what you are could have all of these negative beliefs, these low vibrations that you believe it's not possible, you believe you can't do certain things, so you're putting curtains up. These negative beliefs, which I'll make an episode next week. Stay tuned, subscribe, follow, wherever you're listening to this. I'll make an episode on how beliefs are controlling your life, but the beliefs that you put up are like curtains, okay? And you're not getting what you want, you're getting what you are. So if you are putting up these curtains, it doesn't mean the light's not shining in, ready to help you. You're just putting up the curtains. We need to learn to break the patterns of this, which is breaking the patterns of searching for peace externally, breaking the patterns of feeling like we're broken from the past, being controlled by the past. So nothing is missing, nothing is broken. Freedom is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. Peace, wholeness is your birthright. But we put up these walls. We put up these walls, and then we blame the outside for our own walls, for our own meanings, because we think things are inherent. is neutral. It is what it is. And that's where peace comes from. It is what it is. Let it be. Let it be or change it. But don't resist it, because resistance is the definition of anxiousness. So Alan Watts, I think, said that, I think it was Alan Watts, or it could have been someone else, but I'm pretty sure Alan Watts said that anxiety is having anxiety about having anxiety, which in my episode of resistance, I acted this out, and I'll do it again. So let's say I am having anxiety, okay, and I'm resisting it. This is what resistance looks like. Oh my gosh, I'm having anxiety. I should not be feeling this way. This is horrible. Oh my gosh, stop. I don't like this. I shouldn't be this way. Why am I? Please, please, anxiety, go away. So you're just fighting it. You're resisting it because you're not accepting that it's there. Acceptance, however, is, you can have peace and anxiety as well. They can be hand in hand. So, let's say I'm having anxiety right now. Oh, that's interesting. I'm having anxiety. Huh, okay, I'm just gonna breathe through it. Allow it to be and allow it to flow. I know it feels uncomfortable, but it's okay. I'm safe. I'm okay. It will pass. This too shall pass. You let it flow out of you. Finding peace and acceptance within anxiety makes it go away in under probably 90 seconds. But when we fight it, it leads into panic attacks. When we fight the anxiety, it leads into nervous breakdowns. When we fight life, it leads into chaos. When we fight with life and we don't accept it and we hate it, we resist it, we push people away, we close off, we hate it, we use this force and this, we don't flow with it, we don't accept it. That's what builds into chaos. And then we put blame on elsewhere when it's our meaning. It's the way that we are reacting to it. We're reacting to it, not responding consciously to it. So peace comes from, it's okay. This is what my life looks like right now. I accept it. I am grateful that I have this, that, XYZ. I love my life, and even if I'm not fully in love with it, I accept it. I finally accept it. I'm at peace with it. Being at peace with it doesn't mean you don't change it. You can still change it, but before love and before, what you really, really desire, you have to find the peace first, or else you're gonna get things and not know how to handle it, because that void within you is gonna keep coming up until you go within. A void is like a black hole inside of you. Peace is like, or the opposite of peace is this emptiness with inside of you, and you feel like everything else is going to fill it. Rather, it's inside of you and nothing is going to but you. And that comes with a lot of acceptance. Okay. Law number 3, law of forgiveness. No shame or guilt. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Buddha said, anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When you're angry at someone for the way that they are, the thing that they said, the thing that they did, or you're judgmental towards them, or you just don't like them, or they did something and you don't forgive them, they're off living their life. They're not thinking, maybe they are, but they're not thinking of you. You getting frustrated over and over, stress, anger, sadness, you're only affecting yourself. Stress is the number 1 cause of disease. And holding grudges, holding resentment towards other people, they're chilling. They might be not, because let's say they're a bad person and they're always stressed, but that's not your business. Their projection of their own anger shouldn't affect you. And we're not perfect. I know it affects me. I'm an empath. But holding on to this, holding on to what happened, holding on to who hurt you and what they did, they're off living their own life. So we should do. So you should do. So I should. Because the only thing that is challenges by holding resentment when they're just off doing their own thing. Same with yourself. Not forgiving yourself for what happened in the past, or what you think, or what you say, or what you did. Like, the past does not exist, and if it makes you feel better to, like, apologize to someone, so be it, so do it, accept it and do it. But if you're holding on to something that's irrational, or you are having all of these judgmental thoughts, or constantly getting pulled in the past, like, no one's perfect, and the past, yeah, maybe something happened, but it's gone, it's done. The only real thing is this present moment. Our mind is our worst enemy sometimes, right? Because the past is only a memory in the mind, but you get to choose your reality. You get to choose your perception, the perception of this happened in order for me to learn this lesson, and now I can choose to be this way. You don't have to feel guilt or shame, and I know easier said than done, but forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, please, because whatever happened, it was actually meant to happen. Either way, it was meant to happen, and you're meant to just learn from it. And it's good, because when bad things happen, an equal or greater amount of light comes from it. Usually where your darkness is where your light is born. So be grateful for the past, even if it was tough, even if you were not the person that you be grateful for it, because it's serving you in some way, and we have to find the way that it's serving us, because if we don't, we're gonna constantly beat ourselves up, and don't beat other people up either, which leads me into number 4 and 5. They kind of tie together. Perfection is impossible. You are and know enough in this moment. There's nothing outside of yourself that is going to make you perfect. Nothing in the future. You can't learn all these lessons. You can't, get all this, stuff done to your body and face and do all these things in order to be perfect, because perfection does not exist. It's an illusion. There never will be. Our soul's purpose on this earth is to grow and expand. With that comes challenges. With that comes, not being perfect. If you were perfect, there's no point to be on earth. If you were perfect, you'd be a god. You wouldn't be on earth. Here on earth, we're meant to experience, right? Life is dual. There is a duality to it, the light and the dark. That is within you as well. You're not meant to be perfect. Life's not meant to be perfect. Other people are not meant to be perfect. Don't project this idea of perfection onto them. When we project, it's because we feel we have to be some way as well. We project that on ourselves, so we kind of project that onto others as a reflection, because life is just a reflection of what's going on within. That is why, like I said, law number 1, your choice of perception. Like when the two A and B person were in the grocery store and someone looked at them, the first person A got insecure, mad. Person B got confident, because life is just a mirror of what is happening within. Person A insecure, person B confident. So perfection is impossible, and if people try to do that on you as well, just know that they are perfectionists with themselves. They are even more upset at themselves than they're saying and doing to you. So just know that law number 5, because that was law number 4, is a quote. I perceive people that they are trying their best. In every moment, they are trying their best. If you believe they're not, believe they are. Change your perception, change your assumption, change your perception of it, because they are neutral. It's just what you are tying to them. And people might seem to not be trying their best at all, but with their level of consciousness that they are at, they are. And when we understand that, we grow compassion, we grow empathy, and we understand them more, and we don't drink that poison. We don't get frustrated based off of someone else's life. We choose to perceive them as if they are trying their best. That comes with peace as well, because peace, yes, it is an internal thing. It's you. You are the solution. But you probably think, oh, but there's a lot of other people that ruin my peace, a lot of other people around me. How can it just be me when life is social, life is a community, life, you have your family, friends, it's people everywhere. So how can I stay in peace with them, whoever it may be? It's because on. It's their consciousness level, it's their life. And when they are rude, etc., and the outside world is angry and loud, that's because their inside world is that. Send love, send light, and move on. Don't hold on. Don't hold on, because that, like I said, is a push and pull of the past and future. Broken or missing. You might think they're broken, and you might break yourself in order to try and understand them, but nothing's missing, nothing's broken. People are trying their best, people are doing their best, so are you. Move on. And law number 6 is the power of no. And no, I do not mean someone invites you out and you stand in your boundary and say no. I mean no. When life says no to you, choosing to see it as a powerful opportunity, because it gives opportunity to try again, and it gives something new. Yes to you. Yes to you. When life says no, it's really saying yes. Because when the universe doesn't give you this job opportunity that you thought was great, when you get rejected, thank God, because there's something next. There's something else waiting, a bigger and better opportunity. And that's why with law number 2, freedom is your birthright. You know, you are meant to be abundant. So when you believe that and drill that in your mind, I'll talk about beliefs next week, but when you hear life say no to you, a person reject you, it's because another door of opportunity is opening. It's not because you're not worth it. Don't tie that meaning. Don't make assumptions, negative assumptions that are a disservice to you. Rather, okay, good, because that means there's something bigger and better waiting for me. And that brings you joy, that brings you peace, that brings you the motivation and inspiration to try again. But when you take it personal, don't take life personal, but when you do, you close off, and then you close yourself off to the opportunity that might be right in front of your eyes, but you don't even see it because you're blinded by what happened in the past and that person, job, or opportunity saying no to you. No, when things say no, they actually say yes. Yes to you. You deserve so much more, so we're not going to give you this job. We're not going to give you this opportunity because there's something bigger and better waiting. One door shuts, another one opens. Now, that is reclaiming your happiness. And last thing, you have nothing to prove. You are whole now. Give to yourself, because when you give to yourself authenticity, then you can give to others. Like I said, life is a mirror. We're running out of time here, but life is a mirror. And when you give to yourself, what you're really doing is giving to others. You're giving to the world. You're giving to the light of the planet, and giving to yourself, feeding into yourself, being of service to yourself, knowing that there's nothing to prove. You are whole now. There's nothing missing. You are not broken. Fear will flow, yes, to teach you certain things, but we can change our perception and become the awareness of it and choose to respond rather than react to the world, because you give them meaning. Alright, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. Make sure you stay tuned for next week, where we're going to be talking about beliefs. This is really important too. Like, everything that I will be talking about is powerful, important, life lessons, personal development. So I hope you stay tuned, subscribe, follow wherever you listen to your podcast,